Welcome to a discussion of the coronavirus technology solutions. This is a comprehensive service that deals with ways to combat COVID, and the battle can be won with the right technology choices. Inefficient masks on both transmitter and recipient result in 200 times more virus transmission than efficient masks. This is just one example of the need to understand the available options. In fact, Goldman Sachs just today announced that masks would make all the difference in the economy returning back to normal, but masks are not necessarily just masks, and all the right combinations of masks and filters can assure that we can return to near normal. And McIlvaine has introduced this comprehensive program with daily alerts, webinars, and analysis to cover really three main subjects. One are masks and other PPE, personal protection equipment, filters and HVAC, and thirdly, other technologies ranging from decontamination to monitoring. Now, you're looking at our home page, so everything I'm going to be showing you here is something that you will be able to view yourself without having to sign up for the service itself. And we have made free of charge a tremendous amount of information, which I think is going to be to whet your appetite that you're going to need the service with the daily alerts, analyses, and all the other bells and whistles that go along with it. So from the website, you can go directly to the information on the program, or you can click to view the upcoming webinars and all the past webinars with a huge amount of very valuable data, which can be used as background for decision making. So let's click here on the program itself. And it is our 82A1 Coronavirus Technology Solutions. It's $1,900 a year and $100 for each additional user. And if you get more than 10 users, then the price per user goes down considerably. As we said before, there is technology to vanquish COVID, but it does take a comprehensive program which starts by gathering and organizing all the knowledge. Then applying that knowledge requires proactive initiatives. These initiatives are being pursued in three segments. One is, again, the masks and other PPE. Two is the filters and HVAC. And then three is the other technologies, from foot sanitizers to monitoring the particulate in the air and other software type programs that would support the reduction in battle. So these initiatives that come out on a daily basis provide insights and details needed by suppliers to maximize the profits from this opportunity. For operators and consultants, the program does provide the information needed for decision making and purchasing of the best products. The foundations of the program are the daily alerts and with the latest developments. There are so many important news items that are handled and being developed daily that the daily coverage is needed. All the past issues of the alert are easily searched several different ways. So let's take a look at that search engine. And again, this aspect of the program is free of charge. So you can at least see what we have in any subject there. So let's just say HEPA filters, for example. In just a few short months that we have been writing these daily alerts, we've developed a great deal of information on HEPA filters in the various alerts. And the use of HEPA filters in all sorts of novel ways has been documented. For instance, in Austria, they use the HEPA filters in what they call fan filter units above the cashiers in a grocery store. And you don't need the partitions. And in fact, the HEPA filtered air flowing laminar on a laminar downflow basis between the cashier and the customer provides much safer conditions than even would partitions that, if you think of cigarette smoke, a partition doesn't really do a whole lot, particularly if there isn't any laminar airflow. So this is the type of information that you can get on any subject, any company. Let's just take a company, for instance. Let's hit Sinopec. Sinopec is one of the largest companies in the world, and certainly in the chemical space of power petro, really say oil and gas and petrochemicals, one of the largest in the world, and competes with Exxon and so forth for the top spot. They've gone into the melt blowns for mass in a big way and have completely changed the world market. And we are documenting this in all sorts of different ways, and also providing, I see here, for instance, is a New York Times article. And we've been told that the story on Sinopec will be coming out shortly, and that our contribution will be noted in that article. So this is updated daily, and as each alert goes in, it's automatically there. So this allows you to go through all these alerts very efficiently. We have another way too that doesn't show up in this promotional piece, but you can go down by the headlines in each of these alerts and find the information, back alerts, and find the information that way as well. So that's the next thing we can turn to here is a sample alert. So as I was saying a minute ago here, each of the alerts is searchable by the headlines itself. So we do have a search page that has all these headlines on it, and you can search that way, which is another good way if you're looking for comprehensive information on a subject as opposed to bits of information. You are well served to go in by this other route, other than the one we just demonstrated here. But I think this gives you an idea of the kind of information that's in each issue here, generally in the neighborhood of 10, 12, 13, 15 pages sometimes. And we get into not only the news, but the analysis of the news. And for instance, here is a very important concept, which we seem to be the first to say you have to look at the mask efficiency in terms of both the transmitter and the wearer. And if both of them are wearing 95% efficient masks, only 0.25% of the virus, in other words, 99.975% of all the viruses are captured. On the other hand, and this is where most governments are not even making any distinction at all, just say wear a mask, and we mandate that you wear a mask. Well, wearing a mask may be no better than not wearing a mask. And even if you get to a 30% mask, which unfortunately only a few of the masks are that level on removing the 0.3 micron particles, if both the transmitter and the wearer are wearing these 30% efficient masks, you've still got 49% of the virus being still floating around. So, and here's the way it turns out in terms of the viruses that are inhaled, you can see the N95 masks you're getting with both wearer and transmitting, you're getting down to close to zero. So there are a lot of the analytical aspects that appear in this as well. Now let's move back to the information that's in the webinars, because each of these efforts is really a program, and the webinars help to consolidate the insights that are given in the daily alerts. So here's our webinar schedule, and again, this is all available free of charge. You're looking at the free part of our website here, and you can look at the mask webinars that we've done in the past, the filter and HVAC webinars, and decontamination, sanitizers, and other things. And the next mask webinar will be August 20th. September 10th will be the next filters and HVAC, and the next one on decontamination will be coming up on October 1. So this just give you, I think, a idea of how much information there is in here. If you click on, for instance, details of this June 18th webinar, we had three about that turned out to be about 30-minute speeches with very good discussions of masks. You can view free of charge all the YouTube presentations of the three presenters from Vogue Mask, Mogul, eSpin, and then because it was so much jam-packed information, I elected not to let the discussion continue, and after the webinar was over, I recorded the presentation that I was planning to give, which is again shown here up on YouTube. There's about a 50-page mask policy review that you can see by just linking on this particular link. So we can skip on down here now to filters and HVAC webinars. Again, there's a series of these webinars, and here's one, for instance, on fan filter units with Clean Rooms International, and we do a lot of work with Waterloo Filtration, who also runs webinars. I participated in one of their webinars on April 23rd, and you can see that particular webinar on the Waterloo site through this link here. We conducted one specifically on nanofiber membranes for masks, and we had the top person that was running U.S. Army research on mask options. Paul Gardner joined us along with a number of other experts, includes Wallace Leung from Hong Kong, even though it was late at night there. We had another webinar on the whole market intelligence aspect of it, with how much of an impact this is going to be on the filter market. We had one that mixed the mask design along with the filter media. And here was another webinar on March 26th, where we had all three subjects covered in the same webinar. And the foot sanitizers, for instance, is one of the decontamination types of subjects that are in the other technologies. So this pathogen, Patho3Gen, has a very interesting product that removes the virus from the feet. It's been proven that is a major source of transmission. We've gotten a lot into the purification systems to decontaminate the viruses en masse, and H2O2 being one of them. We've also got into antimicrobial coatings on everything from door handles to surfaces, other surfaces. And so this is another, and then another aspect here is a lot of the monitoring and software and so forth that helps us to recognize the amount of virus and actually to control the activities of people. So this is the program, and we certainly welcome any questions. My name is Bob McIlvaine, and you can reach me at 847-226-2391. And my email shows up on a number of the sites here. And so I welcome any questions you may have. And thanks for taking the time today.